So now we're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about this right here is a white fan back chair. And this is a gift that my market gave me to get into this industry. What's going on, everyone? It's Lee here, the rental guy. Welcome to my shop. I started 5 years ago from the garage of my house, and I vlog about it every week so that you can see my progress. And if you have a rental company too, you can compare me with you, and we can all grow together. Let's get to the week. So, the week. What did we make this week? Okay, so we've made $2,093 this week. And this month so far, we've made $8,264. So this puts us up 64% higher than we were at this point last year. So at this point last year, we were only at $4,704. So that's pretty good numbers. I want to keep them going. How do we keep them going? Well, the plan is, we know that we have some regular corporate events that have been booking events, for the past 2 years, and it's probably a good inkling that they're going to book again. We've given them good service and they've always been happy, so we're going to reach out to them early to make sure that they're booking this year so we can get their tents squared away, so that we can gauge if we need to grab more tents to fill demand for this summer, because it just seems, we're maxed out. So during certain weeks in the summer, all the time during, the end of July, start of August part for us, and we don't want to be maxed out. So if we grab a few more tents earlier, then we can get these bookings in earlier than we know what we can buy. So this week it shows that we have a photo booth out, 50-piece prop kit out, karaoke machine, 10 cocktail tables, 10 slip covers, a Street Fighter arcade, big Buck Hunter arcade, and a Pac-Man arcade. You want deeper? Let's go deeper. This week we did 5 tent quotes totaling $29,329. These are unbooked quotes, but there's a good chance that some of them will definitely book. So, some of them always do. A percentage of them always book, percentage of them always don't. We did 7 regular item quotes this week totaling $80,286. I'm going to get into how we got that number so high in a bit. And again, that's unbooked. But there's a potential for them to book, and that's some serious numbers. We also took in 13 instant orders, so they came online without us having to do anything, and that totaled $7,192. I've been using the tool Mary software, and it's been just helping me help people visualize these events. So for the tent quotes, we've been throwing 3D designs. I've been getting fast at them. I just quickly give them a few screenshots and throw them in their email. So it's been interesting that I've been using this program Mary to get some screenshots. If you have the time to do a 3D design, well, then they have the time to look at your 3D design. And then if they can't picture it in their mind before their quote, they can picture it in mind because they have a picture right in front of them, and you created the picture, makes you look professional, they'll book you, right? It can also be used to create pictures of the rentals so that you can post them on your website for people to see that. You just can't wander around your tent at every single tent install, which I've tried to do, and get every single angle. You can just get way more angles from a 3D design. And so I have taken it upon myself to increase my web shop orders by actually making sections and, making packages that people can actually book. So let's just take a quick look at my website, and I'll show you some of the designs that I made on this awesome program. And you can see how I'm convincing customers to book online, as my website is an online salesperson. We'll just call my website an online salesperson. And that's how I get web shop orders coming in through my website, among the quotes that I do as well. Okay, let's go into dream mode here. So you're a customer, and what a beautiful customer you are, by the way. So you're a customer and you're looking for a tent for your wedding. So you type in tents, right? Well, not necessarily. You might be typing in wedding tents, right? If you have your website geared towards wedding tents, well, then Google will see that and it will pick that up. But you don't only do wedding tents, you do all different types of tents. So why would you try to advertise wedding tents in with corporate tents, in with regular tents? It gets really messy. So why can't you just section off your website into different sections so that Google will pick that up and get the actual people typing wedding tents, into what they're looking for. So say that they type in wedding tents, and it takes us to our website here. So I've got my website, and I look. Okay, so I've got my rental catalog. That's absolutely fantastic. General public, when they come in there, they can see, oh, we've got tents, tables, chairs, decor, linen rentals, blah, blah, blah. All very normally categorized, right? But then there's those people, they're doing a themed event, a certain style of event. So we click into rentals by event. All of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, wedding rentals is one of these categories. So we click down, let's just go into wedding rentals, and we have categorized it so that people looking for wedding stuff, they don't have to get lost navigating through all the regular stuff or what they don't know, and we have made it very clear for them. So if they're looking for wedding tents, we click on wedding tents right here, and then all of a sudden it shows a video. Where can I rent wedding tents in Saskatoon? That's my city. That's an important question you have to attach there, because Google's going to pick that up and they're going to take that as an inkling. That's a question that people type in. Where can I rent wedding tents in Saskatoon? Well, they'll grab that off the website and then they'll be able to show that to the customer. I've got a great web page here that shows, this is how you book it through here. Make it easy for them. Okay, so let's go into one of the tents and just see what we can show the customers. Okay, so just for instance, we'll go into a 40 by 40 pole tent here. Okay, so a 40 by 40 pole tent, it deserves its own damn dang page, so that if someone knows that, oh, I've got a mistake here. Okay, so this is a page that we created specifically for our 40 by 40 pole tent. It's got the keywords right at the top that say 40 by 40 pole tent rental in our Saskatoon, but then it has the details that they need to know. It shows layouts with all the seating inside the tent. It shows how much the tents cost. But then it also says about lighting. Do you install pole tent lighting? Of course we do. How much is it? And then there's pictures. We created pictures of the lighting inside tents on Mary so that they can click into it and they can see videos of the lighting installed, and then they can click through different options, basic or deluxe lighting. It shows the bulb, it shows everything. This took a lot of work. This took a whole weekend for me to do, but now it's well worth it. People going to the website are going to be well educated. It's not going to be some random thing that requires a bunch of phone calls. They know what they're expecting because there's visualizations of it all right here. The same goes, the next section is what size of dance floor is recommended on a 40 by 40 tent. And it shows the pricing of it, it shows videos of it inside a tent, so how it would look in the scale in the 40 by 40 tent, which is the tent we're selling on this webpage. Goes further down below are recommended extras. So, if they want a different set of walls, if they want tent leg drapes, if they need patio heaters, all of these things. And then right at the bottom, all of the details, about them getting the line locates, how tall the tent is, when we come and set up, how they should have the four corners of the area marked with household items or spray paint so that we know where to set up, so that they're not trying to say, oh, move it over here, move it over here. All the rules are stated right there. And then right at the bottom, the most important part, they can book online, but then do you need something more custom? Then they can fill out a form and they can reach out in case we missed something, in case they wanted something more than the cookie cutter that we delivered on this website. The more websites that you make on your page tailored to each specific item, named correctly, loop to wedding, well, then the easier that they're going to find them, the more customers you're going to get, the more that you can charge because you're more quality and seem specialized for that thing. And so, if you have weddings, make sure you have a wedding tent section. If you have regular tents, put your regular tents there. It's very simple, but Mary helps me do this because I was able to actually, make all those designs and put them on my website. It's free pictures. And if you don't own tent inventory yet, so I need the photos, and this gives me the photos that I need. Anyways, so what I'm getting at is I'm trying to make everything easier for customers to find. I'm trying to make the website look more professional. So in the end, I can charge more because I'm worth more. All of the work that I put into it makes me worth more. And if you want to succeed in this business, it can't be a race to the lowest price. It has to be, being what you're worth, being able to survive, making some and then some. So I'm always building up processes on how to have my rentals extremely clean, how to present them the best, how to be the fastest on getting quotes back. And these are all factors that people think about. There's a strategy at the start when, yes, you need to price things low because you don't have the inventory. The only way to get in when you have nothing is to be the lowest price because that is your customer demographic. But as soon as you can, you want to move away from those people. So it's hard to make that shift where it's like, hey, You are no longer supposed to be the cheapest anymore because, the quality of your items will go down and the quality of your service will go down because you won't be able to afford the right amount of staff to execute the orders for what you have. It seems all great until you're in the middle of summer season and you're choking and you're not surviving. Why are you have so many gigs but you're not paying the bills? That makes no sense. So now we're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about pricing. We need to talk about this. Okay, I wrote out a little thing and I'm going to tell you about how to price rentals. This is my guide for you. This is what I think that you should do, how to price your rentals. This is how I've gauged the system in my 5 years and what I've gathered, put into a little page of paper to give to you. If you think I'm wrong, that is absolutely great. Leave it in the comments because I need to hear about it because I'm only right for what I know. In your market, it may be a little bit different. So, I'm open to this. This is just me talking to you. Okay, so when you're very, very first starting out, I wrote, when starting out, you have the least amount of inventory, you have to be the cheapest by far. This is okay to undercut your competition for items and be the cheapest by far, because how the heck are you going to get those bookings if you're not the cheapest? When I came in, I just found a few of the right items. So white fan back chairs was one of my items. So this right here is a white fan back chair. And this is a gift that my market gave me to get into this industry. Because in my market, this is an overpriced chair that doesn't cost too much to buy. It's easy to deliver and set up. It's white and great for weddings, and it's a little fancier than a regular folding chair. It does have its drawbacks. They're hard to stack, blah, blah, blah. Everything has its own drawbacks. But in my market, this is worth $3.50 to $3.90 each for a rental. So if you charge $1 under your competition, which may seem like a lot, and it is a lot less, then you will get those bookings. You will get all those people who are price shopping, who will just go with the lowest price, and then you have your in. Just keep expanding on this item. This white fan back chair for me, it may be a different item in your market, but I guarantee there's some sort of item. And that's what you want to do, is you want to undercut. You don't have all the items, so you have to focus on one item. So chairs is a great item to focus on because everyone needs chairs. No one's buying chairs. And there's ceremony seating. No one rents just tables, or not very often, but people rent just chairs all the time. Wedding ceremonies especially. Okay, so now we gotta skip forward. You're building your rental company. When you start getting more inventory, you have to go 5 cents under your competition. The cheapest people will book you. So they're still your customers, but you have more inventory. And when you have more inventory, you're going to get the type of customers that are still cheap, but they are the kind that they want to book everything through one place. So if you have tents, tables, chairs, linens, lighting for the tent, stuff like that, but you have it all in one place. But there's bigger companies that offer a whole wider variety of stuff. All you have to do is price yourself 5 cents under them. If you're 5 cents under them, you will get multiple bookings because that 5 cents means a lot to them. And then you'll know basically the roof. And so you're kind of piggybacking off of these other rental companies because they've figured out the pricing in the area. They've been able to set the bar. So you know that if you're just under their prices, well then it's okay. And you're not exactly undercutting them because they may have a lot more inventory than you. And to be honest, at this stage, you might not have enough inventory that you just want to get these bookings so that you know that you can get bookings and then you can buy more inventory. No, they don't want to lower their price to your 5 cents lower because when you're full, the customers have to move to the next company and that will be them and they will get their 5 cents more because there's enough customers for everyone. But they might not run out. They might have so much inventory that with their 5 cents higher, people could book them all the time, all the live long day, and then you won't get those cheaper customers if your prices are just over there. So there's a delicate balance there. That's a tricky answer too, because the big companies are going to hate that because they're whatever you say, they're going to say no, like you're undercutting us. So that's true to an extent. I'm going to reference the famous tale of the Shivari chair. I've been in this long enough that I've realized that, the Shivari chair is a prime example of something that's been devalued in a lot of different markets. So people Shivari chairs started off being hard to obtain, and rental companies brought them in and they were able to charge a large amount for these chairs, and then more companies started getting them, and then to get more bookings they would bring the price down, and this obviously drives the price of the market down. Now Shivari chairs aren't worth as much as some of the other chairs, and almost every company has Shivari chairs. So what do you do next? The Shivari chair is dead. If you're a big company, you still want to have some of them, at least so that you could do head tables. If you have the warehouse room, you could buy a whole inventory of them, but like at my stage right now, I have 37 of them, and enough to do head tables. And I've actually been pushing head table packages that I've been making on Mary, so that I can get bookings that way instantly online. People can visualize, blah 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 blah. You get it. So in my area, there's 2 companies that are bigger than me, and they just have everything. So, my tactic is I have to bring in items that they don't have. That way I can charge whatever I want for them, and then, I have customers coming in and I'm not piggybacking off of them. That's why I went over, to the game rentals, and I'm starting to diversify in different cutleries, and, go out that way and put a little bit more audio video offerings into mine that they have. I've diversified myself so that I can capture my own corner of the market without specifically targeting them, because you don't need to target another company. There's enough business for everyone. You just have to build your model so that you can get customers in. So audio video was a great thing to add for me. All my projector video packages, my DIY microphone packages, like conference package, wedding ceremony package, marketing, different audio video setups, different ways. It's been working great for me. And a lot of the other companies in my area, they don't focus in it that way, right? They leave that more to the audio video businesses where I can diversify. And that being said, since I'm the one that offers these audio video packages, I could actually charge more than the audio video company is doing it, because there are a lot of people who want to book everything in one place. So when they come to me for those audio video packages, well, even though I'm more expensive than some of the other people, it's just convenience, and they might not even look at another place if they're convinced enough and they see that in their head that I offer that, oh, that looks good enough, and they book it. It books all the time. So these are ways that you can combat the price wars that go on, because people will get items and then they'll go in a price war, 5 cents lower, 5 cents lower, 5 cents lower, and then drive the price of the market down. So yes, it's a needed evil to get in when you have a low amount of inventory, but it's not a longevity strategy whatsoever. So the best way to combat this, if you're getting bigger and you have smaller companies now coming in under you, undercutting you on some items, well, you bring in a harder to get item, and then you have to feel the market out for yourself. So basically, for the rental companies, I brought in karaoke machines. People are renting the karaoke machines. I keep raising them in price until I found the bar. Same with the arcade machines. I brought them in, and then I just keep raising the price until people stop booking them out. Then I know how much this market will pay for that. And I've got these items. No one else has these items currently in my market, and I've been able to feel it out for the top amount that I can charge for it. And yes, if they want to buy them and come in, and or if they want to lowball me by 5 cents, by all means, that's the game. That's how I got into this game. But I have to always keep new items on the horizon so that I can get the most amount that I can for these rentals. And at least if you get them, they're not going to get them the same season as you, most likely, and then you'll be able to do a full cycle of rentals to at least pay for those items, so you're not losing out. And then you can set your sights on new items for the next year that you've brought in before these other rental companies, and you can set the bar for. You've made your money back on them, whatever they come in a year late and they undercut you, but you're on to the next thing. So if you diversify in that way, then it's great. Only if you're buying the right items, though. There's multiple items that I buy that don't go out, so it's a little tricky that way. So that's called setting the bar. You want to set the bar of the pricing for the unique items that you bring in, so that you can make yourself unique to the market to bring in different customers, so you're not just copying the next business next to you and being a snake. Because being accurately priced next to a rental company is just playing the game, but being a snake is once you're big and you're just trying to deliberately undercut everyone to steal all the gigs, it may work for a year, but then you're downplaying your business too, right? This ties into what I said before about, the quality will go down because you're not making as much money. You are using less employees to do jobs where you should have more employees, and then you start cutting corners, and it's just a downward spiral from there. So you have to be so careful. It's a balancing an ecosystem in the rental companies. And as you get bigger, you have to start thinking like someone bigger. You have to realize that not every person is looking for the cheapest price. They find value in different ways. How are you going to give value to these people? Because you can give it to them by awesome 3D designs. You can give it to them by awesomer customer service. You can just have your website positioned correctly on Google so that they just flow right in, or you can do everything and try to get it all. And keep your prices high and don't waver, because the bookings will come in and you'll be able to execute at the level that you think is the top tier for your industry. Okay, so one last thing that I wrote on here, when expanding, don't say no to quotes. Before I said no to a lot of quotes, but we're getting into a place where there's money in the bank, and if someone wants to do an exuberant amount of a large quote, well, then we're definitely going to quote it. Remember I said that there was a quote for, I can't remember, it was about $80,000 worth of general quotes? Well, that's because someone, wanted some stuff for an election, and they wanted to quote the pricing. So they're like, hey, we need X amount of drapes. I was like, yeah, we can definitely quote you on the drapes. And, I took the phone call and I was like, well, is there anything else on your list that you're looking for? Because people usually in corporate events, they're reading off lists, right? And they want something very expensive or they want something very precise that comes off a list. So I said, you know what? I said, we can take care of everything if you give me the list. I say, then you can just go to one place. We'll give you one price. And yeah. So the person said, yeah, absolutely, we'll do that. They said, but can we have two quotes, one for the pipe and drape and one for the rest? So whether they, had no intention and they just wanted to string me along for it to not say no, I don't know. But, they wanted a whole bunch of office furniture, and they wanted, a whole bunch of different kinds of desks and filing cabinets and bookshelves with exact measurements. So I said yes. And what I did is I looked up the purchase price for all of those, and I figured out that for the rental time that they wanted, I could work it into my budget, that I could buy the stuff, I could set it all up, I could transport it and set it up, and still make an extra $20,000 on top of what we quoted them the $80,000 for. And then at the end of their 3-month rental span, well, then we would have all that office furniture that we would be able to resell, recoup X amount of dollars, gain all the experience points, and not be afraid to, we've treaded these grounds before of jumping out of our realm to get bigger quotes for people. And one way that we've been getting these phone calls is by offering, little items, like say for the AV stuff, we offer the AV packages, but then we have a form at the bottom that states, if we don't have what you're looking for, we can definitely get it for you. And we do have connections and partners in the industry so that we can make events happen for you. And all the time, quotes come in for different things. People are searching for audio video technicians to do this and that. And then me in the background, I'm gaining the knowledge of knowing kind of what the items are and needed and generally rented in the audio video industry. And then I'm also pushing those quotes to a bigger company that can handle them. So I'm building a partnership with them. And, they can take and do with what the quotes what they want. I take the learning experience out of it. I still get to rent the audio video stuff on our website. That's DIY audio video. And, at the end of the day, that partnership's going to strengthen. And by the end of it, who knows what it'll form into. Maybe we will start adding more stuff to our website and eventually buy out the audio video company and make a merge when you get bigger. I mean, the options are limitless. It's just nice to have the quotes coming in so that you can make the decision and get the knowledge points of, what's going on in your city or town or whatever, and be able to reroute the trajectory of your business according to what the market wants and what you can provide between you and your partners. So in a sense, you have to think of yourself as kind of like a contractor, right? If you do have money in the bank where you can buy things and execute big events, well, then you are a contractor. If you get lots of these services to come for you, you can start planning bigger events. growing your company in that way. Think of yourself as a contractor. Keep your prices high. If people want to pay the price for a contractor to get everything in one place, they will. You'll start reaching a higher tier of customer, and that is the way to grow. You have to stop thinking like $100,000 business and start thinking like $1 million business. So that is my trajectory. Maybe that's how I'm going to start this video off. Actually, I'll put this in later. That this video explains how you have to change your mentality from a $10,000 business to a $100,000 business to $1 million business. Unfortunately, I can't tell you how to think like $1 million business or like a $10 million business, but I can speculate, and I'm putting it together in my head, and I'm sure in a few years I'll be $1 million annually business, and then I'll look back on this and I'll be like, yeah, little guy, you put yourself on the right trajectory. So if I did that, I'll leave it in the comments in a few years, and I'll say, hey, look at that, he did it, he was right, he followed his own words, something like that. Anyways, that's the week, that's the vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, so let's try another one. If you like this video, I've got so many more of them, like 605, I don't know how many I have. I have tons more. So just do me a favor, press like on this video and watch another one. And leave it in the comments. Do one of those things. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. As always, you stay classy.